already making a use of what is the best available in ILS. So here when we say ILS, you can also say LMS, integrated library system or library management system, both are same. So I will talk about the journey, from how we started from legacy systems to till now what we are using web-based applications, and now what we can do by using the machine learning and AI. So I'll just try to brief in 20 minutes time, though I have 30 minutes, I'll try to finish in 20 minutes. So my talk is in the four sections. Section 1 I talk about understanding the legacy systems, and then evaluation of library system. Section 3 bridging of gaps, challenges and strategies, and section 4 future proofing libraries. So I start, my journey. I would say like I started from IPR, Institute of Plasma Research, Gandhinagar, 97. So we used to work in DBase. So DBase we used to maintain our, library this databases. When I joined Internet Center, we used to work on CTS, ISS. So that time we had very limitations, only circulation and acquisition. These were the part. Then when I moved to Ayuka Pune, we used to use Slim and Slim by algorithm. When I joined IIT Kharagpur, we used to use this Lipsys software. And then IIT Mandi, when I joined, our director was there, Professor Gonzalez. He said, okay, you try to have install any open source software. And then I thought he is a man of computer science, he said, but I was comfortable with Lipsys, so I got a library committee, got approved Lipsys, and then, so when minutes went to him, I thought he will approve because I thought he will forget it's not one time, but he returned that paper. He said, no, I told you for open source, so you go ahead and do the open source software. So that is the day I remember in February 2011. I started my journey with Koha, and this is how then we implemented Mandi, then Bhopal, and then being a mentor, IISER Bhopal implemented in Parampur also, and then many other institutions. So when we talk about understanding the legacy these systems, it comes like outdated, I would say. Now things have changed completely, and then infrastructure issue was there, and we need to, when you planning to replace, you need to invest a very high cost. That was the issue with that. Then if you go for multi-users, for every user there was a charge. So there are many issues with the old legacy systems, and so these were the challenges, limited support, and the moment I'll come to that software, there were many hindrance application to changing user needs. That was the main issue actually. How users can have say on these softwares, and they are the impact of the library operations. So when you see the legacy systems, because of those systems we are using, it was completely slowed down. Even still I see many of the libraries, they are part of their automation, part of their ERP. Of course, I would say this is a policy decision, but I am always in favor that libraries should have their own library software. If you go on ERP now, you will not have that freedom to show your work what we are doing, because we librarians do a lot of work, but we are weak in showing our work to the academic community. So there, what we need to do. For example, when you want to do the like RFID implementation or other things, you cannot do with ERP system and all. So there are risks and limitations also with the this legacy system, like security concerns, maintenance and support challenge, and inflexibilities and interoperabilities. I'm not going in detail. If any question, we can discuss it at the end. Then what is the impact on user experience? That does matter, because being a library, we take a lot of users feedback. That is the reason. Like being a librarian, like I'm a this also warden of say like PhD hostel. So we interact a lot with them. They are part of our library club. So we need to know where we are lacking, and that feedback does matter for us. Like one feedback, Sandeep was telling us, IISER, that we are they are having this meet on Sunday. But I always advise, like Clarivate Analytics, we had a few months back one meet, and it was on working day, and presence was very low. So we always advise city like Bhopal, you should have the meet on Sunday, so we are all like comfortable to come and attend the thing. So this is how user experience does matter, even in case of the selecting any software for the library. So these are the strategies for legacy system management, like modernization approach, what we should do, then risk assessment and planning. We have to make sure, especially when you are using open source software, we have to make sure that you taking the backup on regular basis, because whatever we do comes with the responsibility. Even as I says always, like even doing a job, especially government job, is also not that easy. It comes with a lot of challenges. So you need to make sure your data is safe, and even if you wish, like many people, they implement Koha, they go for ANC. Right? If anything goes off and any issue, then authority will always catch you. So on safer side, if the institute permit, you should always go for the going further. Then user-centric transition, that is also very necessary. Like yesterday was talking about transition period, AI-based transition. So section 2, I'll talk about evolution of ILS. So I think this is automation. This ILS started 1970, 80. Then 1990 software is coming with the OPEC feature and all. I think LibSys has also started around, I think, 84, 86. So when I was in Kharagpur, there were LibSys was being used extensively. Transition of web-based, mountain-based. Now most of the, I think, software we see there in the web-based, and now another one is the cloud computing. So when you have a software in the new institute like IIT Bhopal and other institute they are planning to have, so they have two thoughts, whether they should go there on server or they should go on cloud based. So they have pros and cons for both the both. So these are the shift towards integrated platforms. So integrated means easily you can move from one phase to another phase, one software to another software. So again, I would say this is the policy matter. One need to decide what they want to do. So user-centric design, not only in case of ILS or LMS or any other, all the whatever library services, we have to be, all the things has to be user-centric. Like somebody is talking about less users in the library. I will not agree with this, because like in our case, we are happy all the time users. Even I would say RGPB library, whenever you visit, full of users. So it depends on the nature of the libraries. Of course, like we have a 3,000 students, 600 PhD students. So you will see less PhD students because we are providing all resources to their desktop. But that doesn't mean they are not coming to the library, they are using library resources. But if you see the UG students, they are full, they are always in the library. One can say they are coming because of the AC or Wi-Fi or whatever, but they are library in the library, we feel happy. So, for example, public library of Bhopal, it's always full of users. So, it depends also on the type of libraries, nature of libraries, and of course, support of the management to the library. All things matters, how we can make the enrich our library and ambience of the library. So these are the few user-centric points. Then data-driven insights, analytic. So these are the points also we need to be keep in mind: business intelligence, predictive analysis, and performance metrics. Because we need to give presentation like CFTI institution. Every 3 months we have to give, or we have an MOU with the ministry. So we have to give data, publication metrics. Then only they release the money. Not only this, like placement, there are various data we need to provide. So we need to make sure all those. Then in case of library, what is the footfall? If it is in like hours in 8 a.m. to 1 a.m. So almost 16 hours. So how many footfalls? All those things we need to justify considering resources infrastructure like AC is on, manpower is there. So we have to justify those long hours. Then this is also very important, interoperability and this collaboration. Because without this, we need to see what others is doing, like what NLIU Bhopal is doing, what features are there. Like recently, ERMS has been introduced. So we need to see whether how, since it is a part of Koha, how we can do. So we need to take experts, those who are around. So this is we need to learn from each other. Then this bridging the gap. So here integration with legacy systems, so data migration. So here I would say there are few softwares, I will not take them. The moment you say you are going to migrate the data, they will just lock your data. So you cannot migrate. So these are the few things. Being a librarian, we need to be aware. Then staff training and user interface. User interface has to be the this staff friendly. But sometimes if web OPEC is there, it has to be this student friendly. I see this is my opinion. people, do lot of things on web object. But I feel the web hook is for searching the print materials of the library. Or say like if you have ebook and more data you upload. So I mean always favor our web object should be clean and clear and should be only for the searching of the library resources. These are other points. Security and compliance. So data security is also very important. So as I said, we need to make sure. Though of course there is auto script, it keeps taking the backup. But safer side we also can take the backup in offline mode and then disaster recovery. Budget constraint is also one of the issue because whatever you feel open source software, but it comes with the some investment. It's not like completely free. You need to have a server. Then once you do it, customization comes to costly. Then if want to have a AMC, you need to pay some amount. So these are the things will be there. These are the like future directions. So like there is a lot of talk about library, services based on the AI. So what we have done in our case, one example I will so tell you like ChatGPT. I think everybody knows about FAQ. We can have those things based on AI. Then before entering the library, like in our case, you can see what are the seats available. Nobody is there. These are very thing. This is very useful when during exam time and all. So before entering the library, you can see the floor-wise availability of the library, space in the library. Like we have a space of 500 sittings. So one can see before entering in the library how many seats are available. So this is one of the example you can make a use the linked database semantic web. This is also important and then big frame. The advanced version of Mark 21 where you can try to implement in your library. And then sustain whatever you do. Sustainability is very important. It's not like you do and you move out and you suffer. This is one of the issue with open source. Like today I am expert, I do something, but then I move out, then student will suffer. So that case, one can go for the cloud based. And there are things like adopting to technological advancement, like emerging technologies, whatever is happening around digital preservation and this cyber-based security measures. These are user-centric innovations, personalized services, virtual augmented reality, and this is also if somebody is interested, I can help you. So like as I said, I was in Kharagpur IIT, and then when I visited recently for one of the ND Live meet, and I had a discussion. Now we are going to implement in our library. If somebody is also interested, we can help you to get implemented in your library. So these are the few collaborative ecosystems, like global knowledge networks, community engagement platforms, and lifelong learning hubs. Ethical data practices and inclusion. This is also very important when you have this implementation of these things. So I would summarize my presentation that now time has come since I think we, for example, I'll take with the Bhopal librarians. We all are here and we need to see what each other we are doing. And I would request Prabhat sir to have some session on that where librarians can present their best practices and then others can learn from that. So since we are in Bhopal, at least we should learn from what others is like what Dr. Seema is doing for Koha or so what other people are doing, implementing in their libraries or NLU library or whatever good institution library, and we need to frequently meet and learn from each other, and this is how we can help our users to provide advanced information services. So with these words, once again, I thank you all for listening to me and thank you IBSCO for giving me this opportunity. Thank you so much. Go for the AMC. Though I'm expert, but we go for the AMC. Suppose you are on the long leave, but you don't have AMC, then people will chase you in case of any issue. So it should allow you pay. So it's purely your choice. Yes. If you are issued permit, if you say why to take burden or suppose tomorrow, like I am expert in go and move out or I am likely to move. But I should feel institute should not suffer. So meantime, I would talk to the authority and then I would suggest to go on cloud based. So it purely depends on your policy, right? It is case to case. Yeah.
Sir.
Yes,
sir. Sir, my question is that why Koha is popular only for this that it is a online as a free And so, what is the reason? Is Koha is popular in other side, in part of this, Lipsys is a very updated software, and apart from this, e-Granthalaya is a different softwares for government libraries also available. But Koha is not installed in government libraries. So, what is the reason? Koha is a very
Okay,
popular
yeah, I
software.
got your question. Thank you. Abhinay. So, see, it depends actually. So that's why I say this is the era. Like when I joined, I just said Lipsys. We know, Lipsys. Though I should not take name, but see, it was a popular software, and because of many issues, there AMC issue, and then if you have a 3 user pay this much, 4 user pay this much, 6 user. So people were have this, they are looking for something because they cannot afford to pay. Even I would say, like old IITs now, they are getting rid of this software, so they are looking for the. So Koha, what happened, I think all credit goes to this open access community where and we have a very good developer also in Koha. So that is one of the reason it's very user friendly, and you see their web interface is so attractive. There are many other new journalism is also good. You talked about e-Granthalaya, so I think you may say it is maybe by force, especially when you talk about Madhya Pradesh. I was there involved in one of the committees because government wanted to have implemented in all the college libraries, and e-Granthalaya, I think it is on cloud, right? So that is one of the reasons. So it depends. Tomorrow some other software may come. It is, you may say, the era of Koha. Tomorrow some other software may come. And it's very easy to install, I think, easy to use. I think everybody will agree, right? And you can also survive without any AMC. So that is the reason, right? So I would say it is the era of Koha. Earlier, like it was a Lipsys. As I said, though my directors suggested me go for open source, but I gone for Lipsys because I was comfortable with Lipsys. But when he says no, you go for the any open source software. And then I explored and found Koha was useful. So it depends on the every has some phase. So this is, you may say, Koha.
Thank you, Dr. Pathak. And the times are changing very fast. So
Yes.
today's Koha era and